There are 30 blessings in the raid right now, each with unique use across PvE and PvP content. Not sure which one to choose for your champion? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Hello, I am Sola and today I will break down all 30 blessings which we have in the game right now. Some of them MVP, some of them not that good, so let's break them down. And without any further ado, let's jump right to it. So let's start from the start, from the light blessings. Just a little bit of information. So rare champions can only use like a top row, the rare blessings. Epic champions can use epic and rare blessings, and legendary champions can use any any rarity of the blessings. Of course, mythical champions also can use any rarity of the blessing. So let's start with Indomitable Spirit. Has a chance to block in any stun, sleep, fear, true fear, freeze, and provoke debuffs whenever an enemy tries to place them on this champion. So on the paper it sounds good, but unfortunately the chance is quite low, so only 30%, so it's not competing with the rest of the blessings, and there are better blessings for this use, and unfortunately this one is not used at all. I think like maybe on some rare champions you want to use it, but overall it's not used. And yeah, so each relic has each blessing has similar stats. So the more stars you have on the blessing, the more stats you get. So and the stats are the same. So you choose any passive you want, and the stats you will get always the same. So Miracle Heal has a chance of restoring a portion of destroyed max HP whenever this champion heals themselves or an ally. The amount of HP restored is equal to a percentage of the heal. So this blessing actually has some use. It's used on Sun Devil, Necropolis, on the Godseeker Aniri, because the longer the fight goes, the Sun Devil destroys your HP and do more damage, I believe. And so to prevent that, you restore this HP with Godseeker Aniri. So it's a niche use, but it's on MVP on this fight. And yeah, I think the more your champion heals, the more HP is restored. Next one. Iron Wheel. Decrease the damage of the champion receives according to the number of debuffs on them. Doesn't decrease the damage from poison, HP burn, and bomb debuffs. So this one is really bad. Why? Because the damage decrease is only 2% on the 6th level. So it's like almost irrelevant. So yeah, I don't recommend to use this blessing at all. So it's bad. I don't see any use of it. Maybe you have some use for it, so if yes, please write down in the comments. Next one, Heavencast. Increase the damage inflicted by the champion according to the number of buffs of them. Doesn't increase the damage from poison, HP burn, and the bomb debuffs. So overall, it's a really good blessing, and what is good about this, that it works for all damage dealer champions, so HP based, defense based, and attack based. It shines the most on the Hydra and Chimera because you have a lot of buffs there, and also in Arena if you have like a highly buffed team, so it's tanky, for example, Marichka, Taras, Freya, Sifi, you place a lot of the buffs, and with the more buffs you have, the more damage you get. So it's up to 2% for each buff. So yeah, pretty significant improvement. Next one is Intimidating Presence. This one is the must-have blessing for the speed teams on Arena. Strengthens your team aura and weakens the enemy team aura. So it's pretty straightforward. So in speed team, you want to be faster than opponent, and you use speed aura. So you want to make your aura better, and you make your opponent slower. And this is it. This is it, pretty much it. And it's a must-have. Now I can just show you. So it's like now speed meta, and for example, my Arbais has it, my Carnage has it, my Arbiter has it. So like everyone who wants to be fast should have it. And yeah, of course, if they have a speed aura, you should have intimidating presence for the arena. Next one, lightning cage. So whenever enemy receives a buff or has their turn meter filled, place a lightning orb stack on this champion. When activated, lightning orb stack randomly protects one active buffs from being removed, stolen, or transferred. After activation, lightning orb stack disappears. A champion can have up to 3 lightning orb stacks. Whenever a champion with 3 stacks attacks, he does some damage. So first of all, regarding the damage is not significant. What is more important about this blessing, that your buffs are protected. So this is another top of the meta blessing for the arena, because everyone in the stone skin, and you want to protect your stone skin, especially on your damage dealers. So, I believe it's one of the 3 which you can use on the damage dealers right now on the arena, and yeah, one of the best. And what is good about that you only need 1 star to already have 50% chance to protect your stone skin. So stone skin has itself 50% chance to be removed, and it gives additional 50%. So it's like another rolling of the dice to leave your buffs protected, and it's on the level 5 it's up to 75, so it's pretty consistent way of protecting your buff. I can show you. So for example, I have it on Zigfront, and I believe this is it, yeah, from my damage dealers. Some guys can use it on the Carnage if it's not the 6 stars. So for the 6 star, better to use intimidating presence because it's so good. So this was the light. Now let's move to the dark. So dark resolve, increase the damage inflicted by this champion according to the number of dead allies on their team. Doesn't increase the damage from HP of this stuff. So this one is pretty niche blessing. There are only 2 uses, I believe. The first one is a solo farmer. So solo farmer with the food champions. So food champions are dead, and then you get damage increase for each dead ally. Or maybe you can place it on your Nais. So usually Nais is the last one standing, and you need to kill everyone to revive your team. So you can use it on Nais, but I have other option for Nais I will show you later, which I prefer better. So and it's up to 5% for each dead ally. It's a pretty significant damage increase. So mostly, yeah, like solo farmers and Nais. Next one, Phantom Touch, has a chance of inflicting bonus damage to one enemy whenever this champion hits enemy targets. So with hitting multiple targets at once, only one champion will receive bonus damage. The bonus damage is proportional to this champion attack. The higher chance. So first of all, this is the best blessing for your rare damage dealers, and even for the epic damage dealers, because like legendary blessings are not available, so it's the best one. Also, this additional damage is a count as attack, so it's the best one for your Fire Knight team. So they like do attacks, and the Phantom Touch procs do additional attacks and decreasing the shield of the Fire Knight. So it's really valuable. I believe like my full Fire Knight team have that. So let's actually check. So yeah, as you can see, almost full my Fire Knight team has Phantom Touch. So because we want hard, and because we want to destroy this shield as fast as possible. So it's MVP for the Fire Knight and for your rare damage dealers out there. So let's proceed. Cruelty. Whenever this champion hits an enemy, decrease their defense until the end of the round, occurs once per hit. If multiple champions have this blessing, still cannot decrease a single champion defense by more than 40% or decrease boss defense by 20%. So this one is MVP for the boss fights. So you want to place additional decreased defense to do more damage. So you want to have this blessing, and you need only one blessing on one of your champions. So because they doesn't stack between each other. So yeah, and it's must have for the Hydra, for Chimera fights, and also can be used on any other boss fights. So it's pretty useful there. So one at least make sure is on your team. So for some of your supports, for example. Little dose. Increase the damage enemies receive from the poison debuffs placed by this champion in arena and siege battles. High awakening bonus will ignore target resistance. So this one is really good. Yeah, it only works in the PvP, so arena or siege. And this one blessing is really good with the new relic, which we got not so long ago. The relic is called, what was the name? Yeah, Arcane Elixir. So together with little dose, they make like a crazy damage, and like each tick of the poison can do like a 30,000 HP. And yeah, actually I have the Calvalax build shown in this video, so you can check. The damage is pretty insane. So yeah, you can use it on Calvalax or Nail, so they are most users right now. Also, you can use it on the Gnishak, for example, so because his poisons cannot be removed. Next, Temporal Chains. Decrease each enemy speed for each active buffs they are under, except for the buffs placed at the start of the round. High Awakening, whenever an enemy receives a third active buff, instantly decrease the turn meter of all allies. So this one is really good on your control champions, such as Nais, Fabian, Crixia, Warlord, Yumiko. So you want to, when they apply the buff, so for example, let's imagine, yeah, you go first, they don't need the use of this blessing. But if the enemy team is faster than you, they're starting to apply buffs with Sifi, Orbiter, or someone like that. So for each applied buff, you get they get speed reduced. So there is a chance that you will cut in, and actually on the like a high awakening bonus, you can cut their speed. Cut some turn meter. But the problem is that Marios will counterattack you and can place Enfeeble. So you want to make sure that like on 6 stars you will ban the Marios or your damage dealers in the stone skin, so not to get problems from the Marios. But it's one of the better blessings for the arena. So yeah, for your control champions to cut in. Next one, Word of the Fallen. Starts each round with number of bone armor stacks. Each bone armor stack decreases the damage received from the single hit. And high awakening speed, high awakening bonus, that you can replenish actually your bone armor stacks. For each dead ally, you summon the skeleton, which when attacks give you bone armor stack. So yeah, and each it starts with 20%. Then when on the high affinity, yeah, it stacks to 30% for each bone armor. So this one actually is MVP on your arena tanks, such as Taras, Rotos, these guys, because they already have the passive which prevents them from one-shotting, and this one making even better, so reducing the damage. And especially now we built Rotos in a 9-piece Merciless without the stone skin, so we need to protect him. So Word of the Fallen is MVP on this dude. I used to use it on the Rotos, but I don't use 9-piece Merciless. I use like a standard stone skin plus little on him, so I use other one instead. Or maybe I still use this one. Let me check. Marathos, no, I still use Word of the Fallen in case they will steal the stone skin, so you will be you will have additional protection. So yeah, pretty good for your tanks out there. On the PvE, it's not so relevant, this blessing. Let's move on to the war section. Here is so increase the damage inflicted to bosses and their minions according to the number of living enemies. So first of all, it doesn't work in the PvP. Secondly, in a PvE, to make it viable, the only place where a boss has a lot of the minions is a Spider Heart. But for the Spider Heart, you mostly use like a champion like Gnut, Marius, Royal Knight, and they don't need that. They better use like a Soul Rip to finish off the boss or something like that. So I don't see any use of this blessing. Only maybe some niche use on the spider. Faultless defense. Whenever an enemy attacks an ally under increased defense, buff placed by this champion reflects a portion of the damage back to the attacker. So first of all, only take this blessing on the champions who can apply increased defense. On the other champions it will not work. Secondly, the reflect damage is quite small, and it's only like you can feel it on the longer fights. For example, Hydra, Chimera, you can place it on your support, which doesn't do damage, but all the damage is good on the Chimera. So, and Hydra, you can use it there. Or also, this reflected damage again breaks the shield of the Fire Knight. So if you have on the Fire Knight someone who plays increased defense, use this blessing on them to destroy the shield faster. So this is two main usages of this blessing. Commanding presence, strength team aura. So it's a low cost version of the intimidating presence, and the good thing of it that you can use it on your epic champion with speed aura. So if you can use intimidating presence, use it instead. If you cannot, and if you're early in the game, then you can use commanding presence. So it's pretty simple. Chainbreaker. At the start of this champion turn, has a chance of removing stun, freeze, sleep, or all control debuffs. This champion only activates if the champion is under one of these debuffs. Whenever the champion is hit by an enemy while under of this debuff, has a chance of permanently filling turn meter of this champion. So this one, so the only meta usage of this blessing is on Naiz, because like you already very tanky and have high survivability with your protected block damage. So the only weak spot for Naiz is a control. So to prevent controlling, you get the Chainbreaker on him. You can actually use it on your supports also. In the fights there is a lot of debuffs like this. So yeah, for example, for the Hydra, I believe I used this on the Ugo. I think the only use for me right now is on Naiz on the arena, because a lot of the control there, and it's really suits on the Naiz. So Life Harvest destroys enemy max HP by a certain amount whenever they are revived. Whenever remains revived, partially fills champion turn meter for each enemy revived. So it's usually place it on your tanky champions on the arena, because on like if you have speed team, they will not have time to revive themselves. You will just one-shot them. So if you have like a tanky team with Sifi, Freya, all this stuff, like what was the name of this woman? Yeah, Ancora. Yeah, on all of them, as you can see, it's have Life Harvest. So for the longer fights, to destroy their HP and to get some turn meter back when they revive on the high affinity, you use this on the arena. There are areas, I don't think that there are many of them. In the PvE, you don't need this. So, Soul Rip. When this champion hits an enemy target and decreases their HP to a certain threshold, a Reaper will appear and deal extra damage equal to the target remaining HP. Yeah, on High Awakening it also places True Fear. So this is like a second best or one of the best blessing for your damage dealers on the arena. And also what is good, that this Reaper can finish off the bosses, so it can be used in the PvE, but don't forget that for bosses maximal damage is limited by 10%. But 10% is all you need. For example, if you have like a triple hit Marius, 30%, then triple hit Gnut with 30%, and some additional damage, and only a small portion remains, this 10% will be enough to finish off the boss. So, and the Trophy is pretty useful on the arena to control your opponents if you haven't finished them. So, yeah. Next one, emergency heal. Heals the champion whenever a shield buff placed on them expires, is removed or broken by enemy attack. The value of the heal is equal to a portion of the champion max HP. So this is really good for progression, especially if you combine it with blood shield accessories. So yeah, you have like emergency heal on all your guys if your healer doesn't get to them when it's, and yeah, the coolest thing is that the shield can be really small. The heal comes from the max HP actually of the champion. So yeah, that's why we can use blood shield. Also, this is MVP now for the corrosive and dungeon, this blessing. Yeah, actually I've did a video about that. You can check it there. So it's good for the niche situations and also for the progression. Survival instinct. Party refills this champion turn meter whenever a debuff is placed, spread, or transferred into them, occurs once per enemy turn. So again, this is really good for your supports out there for progression when they receive the debuffs and you get the turn meter, especially if this support can clean all your team. So everyone receives debuffs and they get the turn meter and you cleanse everyone. So yeah, it's really good for your supports for the PvE. For the PvP, not so much. Crush and rend. Each round, a number of this champion hits will ignore the percentage of the target defense. The percentage ignored depends on the level of the target. High awakening bonus, every hit of champion inflicts will ignore a percentage of the target defense. So, first of all, how does it work? When it's a low ascension, it's like a first hit or like a first 2 hits. Not so good because usually fights are longer than 2 hits, but on the 6 star, it's every hit will ignore. And then when it becomes the best PvE blessing for your damage dealers, for the Hydra, Chimera, all the boss fights. So it's the best one because usually the bosses are quite high level, like level 300, and you will ignore defense for each 10 levels. And you can almost do like a true damage to them if you combine with like your lethal or other ignore defense and the cruelty. So yeah, you can almost do the true damage to them. So yeah, this is a best blessing if especially it's a 6 stars. If it's less than 6 stars, there are better blessing for your damage dealer. It will be later in the list, so stay tuned. Incinerate. Increase the damage inflicted by HP burn debuffs placed by this champion in arena and siege battles. High awakening bonus. Whenever HP burn placed, this champion inflicts. Yeah, they will drop the turn meter. So, first of all, this is only for the PvP, for the arena and siege, and this is must have blessing on your burners. So, like you have a Gizmak, you have Sulfront, you have Ashnar. So on all of them, you will need to use this to burn actually through the stone skin. And when it's 6 star, you can drop the turn meter, but the backside of that, if you'll drop turn meter, then Marios will counterattack you. So please make sure you guys in the stone skin or like maybe ban the Marios. In the PvE, yeah, it has no use. So next one, Polymorph. Has a chance of placing a ship debuff on enemy champions for 2 turns whenever they place debuffs on this champion or when an enemy removes and steals debuffs from them. Yeah, and the champions on the ship cannot use any skills and their speed and stats are reduced. So this one was the best blessings on arena not so long time ago, and because everyone, like a full team, was under Polymorph. But now we have a Wand of Submission, which can reflect back the Polymorph. We have Pinpoint artifacts, which again prevents us from polymorph. We have a feral artifacts which prevent us from polymorph. So we have quite a lot of the things which counter the polymorph, so it's not so reliable anymore, and it's not so widely spread right now. So and yeah, because now we have the tools how to deal with it. So guys are shifting more to the like a speed tools, like intimidating presence and lightning cage, so to be fast and to protect your buffs instead of be like a slow with polymorph and life harvest as it was before. So like we move into the more like a fast meta blessings instead of like a tanky meta blessings. You mostly use it on the arena right now. In the PvE, you don't want to, like, for example, side adds to polymorph themselves because it will just prolong the fight. Because, like, you need to kill the ship and then you need to kill the ad again. So, yeah, use it on the PvP if you want. And the problem with that if it's not 6-star, you will need accuracy to apply ship, and if it's 6-star, then you don't need accuracy. Next one, Brimstone. So it's whenever the champion attacks, each time has a chance to place a smite debuff for 2 turns. Champions under smite debuff will hit by a meteorite with they use an active skill. The meteorite inflicts damage equal to 25% of the affected champion max HP and will also inflict damage to all enemy champions equal to 5%. So this one is one of the best blessing for the boss fights, especially for the long fights like Demon Lord clan boss, Hydra clan boss, Chimera. So it's stacks, and again only like it's need to be on one of your champions. So you need one champion with Brimstone, one champion with Cruelty for like all boss teams. And it's really good, and for the long fights it stacks over time the damage, and yeah, still good. And you need to notice that when it's low stars, you will need to have accuracy to place it. So it's not on everyone. You guys need to have accuracy, and also on the high levels, it's protected, so boss cannot remove from themselves the Brimstone. So let's move to the Harmony, the latest added tab with the blessings. Nourish. Increase the value of the heal granted by continuous heal buffs placed by this champion. Each continuous heal buff placed by this champion restores portion of target destroyed max HP. So this one is simply the best on your continuous heal champions. For example, like a Podrick or Senna. So the guys who can apply continuous heals consistently, so they will restore destroyed max HP. It's useful for the Hydra, for example, and they will just heal more. So it's why not to use it? If you have the spot in your team, I believe my Podrick, is using the Nourish. So because I have my Brimstone and the Cruel covered, and the rest guys have other stuff. So Nature's Bounty. Whenever the champion applies, simply when it applies like a small version of the buff, it has a chance to become a bigger version of the buff. So it's the main usage of it for your rare champions who usually have the small versions of the buffs to make it big versions. And recently we have actually found out the new usage for this. It's on your Lydia in the Chimera battle. So because Lydia from her A1 applies smaller version on fear, so with this blessing it can apply the true fear, and the true fear on the ram form completely neglects the reflect damage from the boss. So it's like a cheesy strategy. If you want to use it, it will suit your Lydia. And overall, the rest, it's no use for this. So Neutralize has a chance of place debuffs on weak hits when attacking enemies under Poison Cloud. So it's very niche. It can be used on the Hydra because it's Poison Cloud there, and also we have Incessna who can apply the Poison Cloud, but Incessna is not used on the PvP, so you will not meet her anywhere. So mostly on the Hydra, and on the Hydra it's the better option to deal with Poison Cloud is just HP burn. So this one, it's like a very niche. Nature Vase. Increase the damage inflicted by this champion for every debuff they successfully place it, except debuff placed by gear sets. So, and the higher the stars, the more damage we get. So up to 30% we can increase our damage. And this is second best blessing for the Hydra and Chimera fights for your damage dealers who can apply the debuffs. And this is the breakdown. If it's like from 1 star till the 5 stars, this is better one, and the Crush and Rend is 6 star is better. And yeah, of course, if your champion damage dealer cannot apply debuffs, Crush and Rend is always better. So yeah, this is used for your PvE content for damage dealers with debuffs. Crackling Roots increase the damage inflicted by this champion to stone skin. So this one has a really narrow use. The only place we use it in the game right now is on Hegemont. This is it, on the arena, because Hegemont is always goes first, and he need to crack this stone skin to make your enemies or yourself do the damage. So yeah, this is only use for it. Hegemont on the arena, and nowhere else except nowhere else. Yeah. So Harmonic Impulse fills this champion turn meter whenever they lose their turn because of fear or through fear debuff. Also decrease the cooldown of the skill if they are attempted to use whenever this turn is lost due to fear debuff. So this one is not used anywhere. Yeah, we have some champions with true fear or fear, but better to use other like blessings which are meta. For example, like Polymorph or Lightning Cage. So yeah, this is the arena meta, and this one is like you can use it on Hydra, but I wouldn't recommend because you still lose the turn, so you get some turn meter back, but overall it's not that good. So yeah, this was it, guys. So as you can check, this is the blessings on my champions. So mostly for arena, it's intimidating presence. For the like a Hydra damage dealer, Nature of Wrath. Yeah, this girl, she's Lady Mikage. Polymorph on arena. Yeah, burn on the burners, and soul rip on your damage dealers for the arena, and polymorph on your tanky arena champions, or it can be like Word of the Fallen. So yeah, Brimstone on anywhere just to fit the blessing, because if you don't want to take, just take the Brimstone. Yeah, and on some tanky supports is Life Harvest. Yeah, on niche champions like who has the poisons Little Dose, and Calvalas with Little Dose. And again, on the Fire Knight champions, Phantom Touch. On your like a Hydra Chimera champions, the Cruelty. So this was it, guys. Which is your favorite blessing, and where do you use it? Please share in the comments. So thank you for watching till the end. Don't forget to like this video, to subscribe to the channel, because we are like close to 500 subs, and when 500 subs are there, we will get the membership on the channel with nice emojis and channel icons. So yeah, thank you. See you in another video. Sola is out.